What is that old saying? Distance makes the heart grow fonder. But what happens when you're forced to spend a lot of time with your partner, like right now? It seems as though couples in China, emerging from a 2-month quarantine, are heading straight to a divorce lawyer. The country is reporting a spike in divorce filings. It's not funny, I know, but it's unbelievable. And it's not just China. Many couples here in our area are doing the same thing. Tanya Davies, of course, you know her, Davies Law Firm, joining us now this morning. Tanya, is this happening at your firm too?
Good morning, Leslie. Yes, absolutely. I find from my own practice that divorce rate in Ontario has always been high, even prior to COVID-19. What we're seeing now is the difference in terms of quality of the calls. So before COVID-19, I find that couples were divorcing on a gradual basis. It was a well thought out plan. And during COVID-19, we're getting a lot of emotional calls that are spontaneous, emotionally driven. People are saying, I cannot stand being in the same household with this person anymore. They're pushing my buttons, and they're seeking advice on separation. So I have no doubt that as soon as the courthouse reopens on a full-time basis, the divorce rate will skyrocket and people will be filing their materials for a divorce. Of course, financial stress leads to legal and physical breaking point in couples. And of course, I think people are also coming with their own coming to terms, I should say, with their own mortality issues. They see how unpredictable life can be. Things can change in a split second, and they no longer wish to stay in a miserable marriage.
Yeah, no, I know a lot of people are talking about this as time goes on. Now, what happens if a couple decides to separate, but they live in the same home? Is that a scenario that's possible given the pandemic?
Yes, you could be residing under the same roof, but if you're not conducting yourselves any longer as a couple, you still could be considered legally that you're living separate and apart. And of course, if you're dealing with emergency issues, if there are some violence issues, and there are reports from the police, for example, who are saying that violence is on the rise during COVID-19, then you can bring an emergency motion and you can file materials asking for exclusive possession of the home.
If you're thinking about filing, what are some of the things we should keep in mind as the couples are listening to you this morning, or the people are saying, this is exactly what's happening to me?
So when you file, it's rare that couples will be facing divorce issues only. There are many corollary issues arising out of a divorce. So if you have children, for example, the issues would be custody and access. Child support would flow from that. If there is a disparity in the parties' incomes, then spousal support would be an issue, and of course division of property. So now, since the courthouse is not fully operational, whenever clients contact me, I first propose lawyer-assisted mediation. We conduct mediation sessions on Zoom, and if the issues are resolved, great. We draft a separation agreement. If there are not, we can still file your court materials, as the courts are hearing emergency issues, even during COVID-19.
Mediation, a good plan B. Tanya Davies, of course, Davies Law Firm, thank you for your expertise in this. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Leslie.